with all the talk of grid down and power failures and rough weather coming up, especially in the winter, I've been covering a lot of these power stations. And I found one here that might surprise you, as the price is really good and the quality is there too. Today we're taking a look at this Pecron 600 watt portable power station. Alright everybody, welcome back. So with 578 watt hours capacity and a 600 watt rated power outage with a surge to 1200, it's a good backup battery system. I would consider keeping this around my house, maybe for emergencies, maybe for a possible bug out, for camping, whatever. It's also very, very efficient for what it is. Most 600 watt units I've tried before have usually been a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more expensive. Some of them even launching into the $700 and $800 range. This one, $449. So definitely a whole lot cheaper for a 600 watt unit with a peak into 1200. It is a pure sine wave inverter. Your plugs are on the back here. Okay. You do have your inputs here and here. This is your input for the adapter, and the adapter is very impressive. Wait till you see it. And this is your input for your solar. And that little red light will go on when there is input coming in. This is a ground, and these are your two plugs. So, again, like I have to explain to people, when we're talking about 600 watts, that doesn't mean that each one of these is 600 watts. That could be 3 and 3, or 5 and 1, or however you want to do it. So, that's your back. This is your front here. You have your 12-volt socket. You have all your plugs here, your USB and your micro USB. And your USB-C, I mean. And you have your two power things here, your DC and AC output. Very, very nice, very simple. There's no power switch to push and hold. If I just want to use this for DC power, and I'm going to tilt it towards you because it is kind of at an angle, I just hit the DC power button. Everything will turn on, and there I go. And it shows me the hours and time that I have left to use it, my battery percentage, DC out, and what I'm drawing, which is less than 1 watt. Now, let's turn that off. I'll turn on the AC power for you. This is actually really cool. I want to show you this. Okay, you'll notice that meter in the middle. Yes, it makes a little fan noise. You'll notice that meter in the middle there is telling you your AC out. It's telling you how much you're drawing of that 100%. I don't know if you can see. I'll bring it closer. Okay, that is cool. It's almost like a speedometer saying, hey, slow down, you got too much plugged in, or, hey, you're good to go, you got another, 20 or 30% to go. It'll give you your time remaining, your watts you're drawing, your battery, and your percentage. Now, I did leave this at 85% on purpose, because I want to show you the wall charger, and also we're going to charge it with a 100-watt solar panel as well, just to show you how it works, and we are going to try it with some other devices in here. This will run my dorm fridge, not unlike the other previous one that didn't. This will run my freezer. It'll run a lot of stuff. So we're going to try it out. But first I want to show you the charger. So let me get that out and show you the bag it comes with, because the bag comes with is pretty impressive too. Give me a minute. Alright, so here's your bag with all your goodies. Everything you're going to need for this unit is in here. Let me turn that off. We have no need for it right now. Okay. On the side here, you've got zippers. There we go. This is where it gets impressive. You see that big thing in there that looks like an inverter? That's your charging unit. This has very, very fast charging. When you have a fast charging unit, like the Okemos, the point here, this thing here, will get very, very, very hot. The Okemo 2000 almost gets scary hot. As long as you keep it on somewhere safe, I've charged it, doesn't do any damage to it, but it will get hot. So, what they've done here is beefed up the unit very, very well and put a nice big fan on it as well as a fuse. And this is it. You're going to be plugging this in here, plugging this into your wall, and plugging this unique plug into the back. So let me show you how that works real quick. Let me just put that here, move the bag out of the way, and then we'll get into what else is in the bag while it charges a little. Okay, plug it in. There we go. There's your green light telling you it's good to go. Now, I've kind of made myself a little bit of a mess here, so let me get everything out of the way. Alright, this is your adapter, okay? That's what we have here for this. And this is your 12-volt port for your battery. For your solar panel. Now, this works like the old CB radio mics. You'll see a little notch there. That notch will go up into that notch in the thing here, up on the top, and you will be lined up. And you'll hear that start to make noise. That's the fan. Now, for added security, you can screw that down. And there you go. Now, your front display will show you how many watts are coming in, the time to fully charge, which is about 40 minutes, and your charging level. And you see it just went from 83 to 84. It's a very, very fast charging unit. When I got it, it was at 40 something, and I would say within an hour it was up to that 84, 83, whatever it was. So that's really quick. This does get ever so slightly warm on the top. I would say the hottest I got was 102 degrees, as opposed to some of the other units that these get up to, 212 degrees. This one stayed nice and cool. 100 isn't bad at all, and the only part it gets hot is in through here, and that's where your fan is. The rest of it is cold. So I'm not sure that that's going to get hot enough for us, but in the meantime, I'm going to go gather some stuff to plug this in, and we're going to try it out with a bunch of common household items, and then we're going to take it up to the next level and charge up and run some big stuff off of the AC power. Alright, so I got a couple of devices out here, and I think this is really cool to show you the basic stuff, and then we'll move on to other things. But the most exciting part about this is this does pass through charging while you're charging it. So, it does pass through power on your AC. I have the AC on right now. I don't know if you can see the display there. By the way, we're at 95, and it took me all of maybe 10 minutes to go in there, and you see I have the AC on, so it's showing the time. It's just all nines. If I were to turn the AC off, let's see how much time it says I have left. Okay. There. So 0.9 hours. Alright. So, we're plugged in. We're going to turn the AC output on. Okay. Now you see it's still running. I still have the charger going. I'm going to plug this in. This is my little mini fridge here. And the only way you can really tell that it's running is by the light on the back. But you'll also see the display change here too. It's drawing 53 watts, 52 watts, okay? So you are drawing some out, and the meter won't work, but the wattage will. And here's how we know it's on. There's the light. See the green light? So it is running. That is very, very cool that it does that. You can charge it. We're going to test that with the solar panel as well. But I think 97% is good enough. I'm going to unplug the charger. I'm just going to unscrew it from the back. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get the charger out of the way. And just for the record, before we run all this stuff, I want to show you what else it comes with. You will get 2 fuses for your charger here. You'll notice it is fused, so if that fuse blows, you will have 2 of these. Okay, and you also get the car charger as well, with the 5.3 millimeter plug into your standard cigarette lighter adapter. Again, if you're going to charge this in your vehicle, make sure your vehicle is running when you do it. Don't just let this sit overnight. Charge will kill your battery. Okay. That said, let's start plugging stuff in. So the first thing we're going to plug in is, of course, the same thing we had plugged in. The little, this little guy here. And again, I have to kind of tilt this so you can see it. We've got 52 watts. And when we're all done, I'll move the camera in a little closer so you can actually monitor it all. Okay. We're going to also turn on the DC output. And we're going to start charging stuff here. Okay. There goes my tablet. My tablet is charging. You've seen this little light recently. I did a review on it. We're going to put that in. There we are. So you got a nice little light going. And to test the 12-volt socket, I have this old raggedy, beat up old, I got this in a thrift shop, beat up old fan here. I didn't bother taking the tag off it. It works, you know. It's really primarily for out here. So let's put this on high. And there you go. I'm going to move it so it doesn't blow air on the camera. Now we're going to move this here, and I want to show you about where we're at. Okay. So you're getting about 10 watts on the DC out, and 45 watts on the AC. You got 7 hours and 72 minutes with all this stuff running, and your battery is at 93%. pretty darn cool all in all. Okay, we're not even moving the meter on the AC out on the speedometer device type thing there. So that's definitely cool. It's got a lot of room to go on it. Let me unplug this fan because that noise is annoying. Okay, so let's take this over to our dorm mini fridge. I have that little dorm mini fridge. I want to see if it'll run that. All right, we're going to plug this in now. You got the dorm fridge right there. And it's running 107, 330, 332. Let me zoom you in so you can see that. Doing just fine. Can't beat that. Okay, so I got a good amount of time left for to run my refrigerator. Now it's turned itself off because it's done. It's cold enough. I did hear the compressor kick on when I had it plugged in there, so I figured now's a good time to shoot the video because I had the door open for a little while to get it warm enough to kick back on. And that's what that will do. That will all day long turn itself on and off, on and off. So you got a good long time on this to keep your little smaller refrigerator going. And if you rely on some kind of medication or anything like that that needs to be refrigerated, definitely a good thing to have. Let's try out something that's really close here. Next thing we're going to try out is our vacuum. Let's give that a shot. This is a little one of those little dust buster type smaller vacuums. A little Bissell thing here. And it keeps my work area clean somewhat, especially after cooking videos. Okay, plugged in. Turn it on. 180, 245, 181, 176. Got 2.4 hours of cleaning with this on full blast. So, definitely will run that, and it'll definitely run a higher device like that. Let's try one last thing and see if we can do it. All right, everybody, we're going to try one last thing. This is my hammer drill. I'm going to try it out. Start it up slowly. There we go. And there's your draw. Got that 25% on the load. There you go. Works perfectly. So I'm definitely got a high of 469 was the high on that. So I'm definitely impressed with the little box. It does a whole lot for such a small unit. I want to give you a little bit of information on the box itself before I demo some solar charging. I have some panels sitting on the other side of this wall getting ready to solar charge. And we'll probably be able to see this a little better because I'm going to shade it so you can actually see it when it's charging. So this has a pure sine wave inverter, safe for all of your sensitive electronics back there. Okay, it's convenient for indoor or outdoor use. You don't have to worry about fumes, fuel, anything like that. You just get the solar panel in this and you're good to go. The weight on it is 13 pounds. Product dimensions 11 inches by 6 inches by 8. And this is a regulated 12 volt power supply, and you can run it for a maximum of 10 amps. So definitely impressive little unit. This is perfect for people who have like essential devices. Given that we're talking about these power outages possibly coming over the winter, whatever, if you live in California where you're always subject to possible brownouts or rolling blackouts, something like this, really handy if you use a medical device. This thing can run your CPAPs, your oxygen generators, anything like that. Pretty much you figure it out like this, okay? Assuming the power consumption of your device is like 60 watts. The working time is going to be 578 watts divided by 0.85, times 0.85 divided by 60 watts, which will give you 8.1 hours. That's roughly kind of calculated. I did it on a calculator before I did the video, just to kind of figure it out for you. So really, you can power a whole lot of stuff. Let's get it outside and try out some solar charging, and then we'll wrap up. All right, just for a real quick reference, I have my solar panels set up over there in my front of my garden. Okay, units here. Here's the plug. And plug it in. Hopefully you can see it when it starts. If not, we're going to try and use a little shade here. It is a very overcast, cloudy day, just so you know. Yeah, I'm only getting like 30 watts, but in 3.48 hours, that'll be fully charged. Now, I can put this with this longer cable inside, and I would suggest you do that. I wouldn't suggest you leave it outside. Let me see if you can kind of shade it so you can see what's going on there. There you go. That's the clearest I've seen it yet. So, not getting a ton of sun this way. It's also not in direct sunlight. That's more the my placement of the panel issue or anything. But still, in 3.5 hours, I'm going to have it full, even at this crummy angle that I have the panel at on an overcast day. So definitely something that's worthwhile and handy. So let's take it inside, finish up the video, and I'll tell you where you can pick one up. So what do I think altogether? I think it's a handy unit. I think it works very, very well. The fact that it can power things that smaller units can't for a lower price. I mean, this thing is $449. Comes with everything. All you need to buy is another solar panel, and those can be had for as low as $80. And you got yourself a reliable backup power system. Now, if you live in, say, a high-rise building in the middle of a city, you're going to think, where am I going to put my solar panel? Stick it in your window. I've done it. When I lived in a 2-story house that was an apartment upstairs and downstairs, I put a panel in my side window. You know, the window where the sun came up every morning. Worked amazing. Kept my batteries topped off. I had 2 deep cycle batteries in there at the time. I just built my own system. And it worked very, very well. But with the advent of these systems now getting smaller and a little less expensive, I really think it's worthwhile for you to look into one. Now, I'm not saying to buy one or the other. I just review these and say, well, I like that feature or I don't like that feature. There really isn't much I don't like on this. Even the light on this is subdued. It does have a little light in front. And it's just basically one light. That's it. There's no craziness. There's no flashing. There's no SOS. All you need is a light when you need it. And it's very, very handy to have one. So like I said, it's about 13 pounds, not really heavy. It's convenient for indoor or outdoor use. It's got a very reliable built-in battery management system, so you're protected from short circuits, overloads, or overheating. Love the charger and the fact that it stays cool. And I really like the fact that it can pretty much power anything I need it to. 600 is a good place to start in a medium sort of range. Now again, you're not going to get 16 hours out of this battery pack. You may get 2 or 3 hours at a full 600 watts, maybe even 1 hour. But it gives you a place to start. It also allows you to charge up your electronics to keep your important, maybe life-saving electrical equipment, like oxygen concentrators or oxygen generators or CPAPs or whatever, running when the power is out. So I definitely think it's a good deal. $450, can't beat it. I will put a link down below. It also is in my Amazon store already, so I will put a link down below where you can check it out directly to it. I think it's a pretty good buy so far. For all the ones I've tried in the 600 and 700 watt range, that's the cheapest one I've seen so far. And I admit I was a little put off by the sticker in front because I didn't see all this up here. And I thought, oh, there's no any kind of visual information on it. There's just on and off buttons. And then I saw the display. I love the speedometer-like display that's showing you about how much you're using, as well as the digital output showing you how much you're using. Very handy for a quick visual kind of reference. So that is the Pecron 600 watt portable power station. I do have one more power station to review for you. I'll be doing that next week. And then I think I'm going to back off from power stations for a while and get back into more prep related stuff because I think it's time we started concentrating on getting ourselves stocked up. We're going to be doing some runs to the store for first aid items, for food, supplies, and we'll check that out too. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check the link down below for this, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, our freeze-dried wholesalers link. You saw me the other day make myself a nice sandwich with it. That stuff is incredibly good. And if you click my link, you get a 15% discount just for clicking my link. We have our My Patriot Supply link down there, which is preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com, and our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store below that, where you can get stocked up on some 25-year shelf life freeze-dried food. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.